Hey, I wanted to demo exposing a Foobara command to an MCP client using the MCP connector in Foobara. This allows you to just focus on your domain logic, and for free, you can have an MCP server if you want one. In order to save some time here, I've already written some domain logic for us to expose, so let me show you that real quick. Here in this capybaras.rb file, we have a Capybara entity. We're going to read and write it to the local file system. We have a create capybara command, an update capybara command, and a find all capybaras command. So now I'd like to create some capybaras for the demo. I'm going to create one of them by just firing up an IRB session. I can require our capybaras file that has our domain logic. You can see there are no capybaras. So let's create one named Fumiko, born in 2015. And we can see we have a capybara now. To create the other two capybaras, I'm going to go ahead and use a command line interface connector that I've already written. Let me show that to you real quick. So here we have a command line connector. And we are exposing find all capybaras, create capybara, and update capybara. So we can go ahead and run this file with help to see our commands. And there they are, available commands. Let's see our capybara. There's Fumiko, and I want to create a capybara. I need a name and year of birth. So let's do Barbara in 2013. And I want one more, Basil, 2014. Okay, so now we have 3 capybara records. So now I guess the demo can really start, because now we want to expose these commands through an MCP server to an MCP client. So let's go ahead and bundle our MCP connector, like so, run bundle. And I'm going to go ahead and use the CLI connector as a template for the MCP connector. So I'll copy that, MCP server. Okay, and we'll swap out the CLI connector for the MCP connector. And we don't need create. Oh, we do need update though. There. And we want to run a standard IO server. So to test out our connector, we'll go ahead and run the server, enter some junk, and make sure we get an appropriate error. And there we go. We got a JSON RCP error, just like we would expect. So it looks like the server is working. So now we need to connect our server to an MCP client. I'm going to use Claude Code for that. So I'm going to connect it with Claude MCP add. And I'll give it a name, Capybara's MCP connector, standard IO. And our executable is Capybara's MCP server. So now let's go ahead and test this out. We'll let it run our MCP server. And we're going to ask it which capybara is the oldest. It's wondering. Okay, it's asking us permission to run find all capybaras. We'll say yes, and don't ask again. And there's our answer, Barbara, born in 2013. So now I want to demo a destructive action. I'm going to go ahead and simulate incorrectly entering one of the capybara's year of birth as a 2-digit number instead of a 4-digit number. And I want to see if the MCP client can find and fix that record. So I'm going to go ahead and use the command line utility to break a capybara record. So I need an ID and a year of birth. Barbara's ID is 2, and I will set it to 13 instead of 2013. Okay. And we can see that we have 1 broken record here with a 2-digit year and 2 with a 4-digit year. So let's hop back over to Claude and ask it to find and fix this record. Oh, it wants to update. And look at that. Fix Barbara's birth year from 13 to 2013. And if we jump over to our command line tool, we can see that the record is indeed fixed. So there you have it. There's actually more I want to demo related to this, but I think I will do that in other videos that I'll do as extra credit and maybe follow up real shortly here with that. But yeah, I'm going to try to keep these videos a little shorter. And thanks for watching all the way to the end. Take care.